now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
Is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, aka the second-time Deadfellas infected loser, and I'm here with CryptoCryer, aka the grant winner. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we have a very special guest from the Reddit side of things, since that's all everyone's talking about right now. We have Stutter here joining us. How are you, man?
Hey, good to be here. How you guys doing?
Very good, man.
Doing pretty good.
Glad to have you on.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, there's Reddit's taking the NFT, or excuse me, the digital collectible space by storm. And of course, we had to get someone like yourself that you were a part of these drops and you're a part of that community and one of the artists of these drops as well. So again, it's just super cool that I guess we just had to change our names from NFTs to digital collectibles, and boom, we're here, we're ready to go.
The Trojan horse is entered.
What NFT? Yeah, the Trojan horse is entered, and we now at least 3 million people understand about NFTs. So let's go ahead and get into that. Actually, before we get into that, would love for you to give us a little intro for our listeners of like how you got into the space, how you got into being one of those artists, and all that. Just give us that journey into Web3.
Yeah, so I've been doing art for literally all my life. I was trying to find a way to kind of just live off my art and just primarily focus on that side of things. I joined the NFT space early last year, around maybe January to February. And that was kind of like the time whenever you had a lot of people just kind of joining in, and it was kind of like in the middle or like towards the end of the bull market too. So things were kind of crazy. When I joined, I was lucky enough to make a tweet, and I kind of tagged some the bigger artists in the space, and I was kind of gonna do this thing where I was gonna post art every single day, because I'd never really used Twitter. I was always on Instagram, so I had a big archive of artwork, and I kind of said yo, if I'm gonna start Twitter, because everybody on Clubhouse is saying that if you want to do anything in the NFT space, you have to be on Twitter.
For sure.
So I kind of was gonna post art every single day until anybody reached out or anybody just noticed. So thankfully, on the first post that I made, maybe 5 minutes after I posted it, I got reached out to by Fuck Render, Thank You X, Victor Mascara,
That's awesome.
A bunch of the big, a bunch of the big artists in the space just kind of just retweeted and shared my stuff, and that kind of helped me kind of just get into the space.
Yep.
Meet a lot of the artists. Now, when it comes to the Reddit side of things, I want to say maybe earlier this year, around I want to say maybe April or May, I think. One of my friends, he's also a Reddit artist. His name is Michael Artisma. Mm-hmm. He actually invited me to become one of the artists because one of his friends who had a company, their company was actually bought out by Reddit, and his friends still worked there. So he heard about the whole Avatar thing, and he invited Michael, and then Michael recommended me, and then I got in, and
the rest is history.
Bam.
Yes, sir.
Damn, awesome. So
nice
let me ask you, so
here.
Before, really nice to know people in the Web3 way is what we like to call it now, right? Networking, baby. So the one thing I did want to ask you, so before, again, you did mention that you were on Instagram and then you went over to Twitter because on Clubhouse, people were telling you, hey, Twitter's a place to be for NFTs. In that whole entire bouncing back from app to app to app, were you ever involved in the Reddit community beforehand, or were you not? Because I'll personally say it, the only time I ever used Reddit was during the pandemic, and I was a massive Animal Crossing player, and I used it to trade my Animal Crossing items on Reddit. That's about all the Reddit that I have on my side. So
got here hustling.
Of course, had to be. I had to make the dopest. Cryer knows that if I asked him, hey, what kind of room or what kind of items you got, he's going to say neon lights and an arcade. And guess what I did? Neon lights and arcade, just like this room. So decked out. But were you a part of that Reddit community prior, or was it more on the sense of that opportunity came from that connection, that your network pretty much?
Yeah, I wasn't really on Reddit that much. I was on maybe... I think when I first joined the NFTs, I would go to NFT subreddits or art subreddits to kind of post my stuff there and see if I would get any tractions or anything. And I think, yes, sir. And I think for one of the pieces that actually did well, so I posted every once in a while on Reddit, but I wasn't really deep in different communities and stuff until maybe this happened. Once I got into the avatars, I kind of just was browsing around Reddit more and was kind of just engaging in more communities, just because I don't know, like I feel like being a part of that group kind of helped me understand what Reddit can actually be used for, as opposed to just kind of just
That's
jumping
awesome.
in and just like making random posts, you know.
Yeah, what's your thought process on how Reddit's kind of integrating these things and the, I don't know, the sentiment over on that side of the app? Because every time I've been on Reddit, it was mainly not really any love for NFTs that much,
Oh yeah,
beside the specific communities of it. Have you seen that kind
yeah.
of change since you kind of been more integrated, or is it more of pretty?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But when we first launched these, I remember maybe like a week afterwards, there was like a post that someone like tagged me in. It was on Reddit, and it was like it had one of my avatars. It was like my most expensive one next to like, and there was just like I think like the title was like, "Yo, Reddit's making fucking NFTs" or something. And then like I went to the comments, everybody was just like,
Ripping it.
they were all like the people that just hated NFTs, and they were just trashing like the fuck out of my designs and everything. And I was like, damn, like maybe for like a week,
Cold-blooded.
I think, yeah, I think for like that month, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna lay low for a little bit, you
Yeah.
know. But then like after everything happened, after everything started popping off, like the whole sentiment just changed, and I kind of just like, I don't know, it was crazy how quick Reddit did it, how quick they were able to like
Yeah.
change the sentiment on their side. So I give them massive props for that.
And massive props for Reddit to make these individuals that hated NFTs find out, oh crap, I actually can make a good amount of money just buying these NFTs and reselling them. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
People get thrown money in their face and they're like, well, you know what? It wasn't even that
It wasn't
bad,
that bad.
from the
Once I actually
beginning.
know
I
about
just,
it.
you know, I just didn't know about it. That now that I've learned about it, it's not so bad. But it's super cool that you saw it again, both on the bad side of things as well as the good side. Now that again, you are part of that art team that made these avatars. It's just super cool to see that whole like turnaround. It's a whole 180 really, because like Cryer said, Reddit would, and you witnessed it and you were a part of it. Like they did not like NFTs. They literally would like, they were ready to burn us down. And now that they've learned a little bit about it, I've seen some funny memes, like people saying like dope avatar. That how much did you buy it for? And the person's like, oh, I only bought it for like $100. Why?
Oh yes.
Why? And they're like, it's worth like $16,000 now. He's like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know
What?
what's
And
that
then it's
supposed
instantly
to
sold.
mean. So,
but
it's
in terms
instantly
of
sold.
what, anything coming up, or is there anybody more seasonal drops or anything that you're going to be part of coming up?
Well, I can't really speak much on anything.
Yeah, I've heard you guys are
Because
under a pretty heavy
pretty
the
strict,
NDA is
NDA.
kind of tight,
Yeah,
I got
super
you.
strict. So
That's cool. I was just curious, but I was just curious about the whole mechanism. And on the team side, is it something that you got to work with any of the people on that are focused on this part of Reddit, or is it kind of like you were just doing artwork and kind of giving it off to them, or is it?
no, yeah. So we were all like kind of involved with like just the team that's managing this whole project in general. Like we're all in, like in a Slack group, and whenever like we're going back and forth with designs, they're always there, and like they're all super friendly. Like I want to say Reddit's probably like the best like client that I've ever worked for. Honestly, like the team's
awesome.
super nice. Like they're super helpful. Like if you didn't like, there's people that joined in like avatar artists who like at first didn't really know how to use like Adobe Illustrator, for example, like to create like vectors for their work, and they kind of helped them walk through all that process, and they just made it really seamless for us.
Super interesting. What do you see coming down the pipeline? Is going to be in terms of like different collectibles or anything like that, or what do you think that will be kind of hold the future of NFTs on that side? You think more going to be like collectibles, or are you going to see any artwork kind of showing up more so on there as well?
What do you mean, like on Reddit?
Yeah, like is it something that's going to be more? Have you seen any more traction on like the one of one artwork or anything like that, or has it been more just on the digital collectible side for you?
Oh, for some, well, like the thing is, all my one of ones currently, I don't have anything listed. Like most of the ones that I had are already sold out, but I am seeing some friends who are listing one of ones, like Tyler Faustling, for example.
Yeah,
he listed a few one of ones, and they're doing pretty well too. So we're definitely seeing traction on that side of things, thankfully.
that's awesome. I do like the Fausting ones. I thought those were super cool as well. So really
Yeah, I love those. They're super colorful, they just look really good.
for sure. Do you go ahead?
Go ahead. Yeah. So again, like Crier was saying, like you did this Reddit thing. You've been doing art for such a long time now as well. You do have your one of ones. Those are sold out. What's that next step for you? I know that you can't really mention some things on the Reddit side, but what about your own journey on your side of things? Are you going to be making more one of ones? Are you going to take a different path? Or like what exactly is that like that next step for you?
Yeah, so thankfully I got accepted into Super Rare this week, so I'll be having more one of
Congratulations.
up there. Oh, thank
Nice.
you. So I'll be having some one of ones drops there, and also for my Reddit Avatar holders, I'm currently working with the dev team on getting some airdrops sent out
Ooh.
to people, and I'm kind of I don't just want to send people like a random kind of
Yeah.
like a I don't know like I'm thinking it through exactly what I want to do. Like I want to have like a very interesting mechanics tied to the actual tokens themselves and all that. So currently working on that.
I think
And
that's a cool idea too. Is it more of like where Reddit is on the side of this is going to be a marketplace and now you are almost selling your digital wares there and so you're able to interact with all of your customers, or is it more on the Reddit side only? You know what I'm saying?
but it's more like on I feel like it's more on the artist side because I think
Yeah.
like so Reddit's not forcing us to do anything. Like they're not telling us to do airdrops or any of that. Like this is all the artists that want to do it.
Just choose
So
to.
it's like
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like a few of us that are choosing to have airdrops just because we want to like thank everybody
Yeah.
for even
Supporting.
like purchasing and just being here for us. So that's more on our side of
Absolutely.
things. But yeah, it'd be exciting if we see Reddit do something with that too, like maybe like an airdrop for their holders. This is like I have no idea. I'm just like speculating, but that'd be fun.
That was a good save
No,
there.
definitely.
Remember, NDA, we
Yeah,
can't talk about it that much, but I do really
I do
like
not
not
speak on
only
behalf of Reddit.
yeah, we do not speak on behalf of Reddit here. We are just speculating. I do really like what you just said where you want to give back to the community. Not only are you doing something for that, like giving them that thank you, but also you're teaching the opportunity of NFTs. You're showcasing what NFTs can provide for you. When you
Yeah.
have this asset, more things can come from it other than just the
Uh-huh.
first purchase of it. So not only is it like, again, it's just that next eye opener. They Reddit already did a phenomenal job of onboarding these individuals, and now they understand the first step. Now we're going into maybe that next step, step two of what's next for it. When we saw, like me personally, when I got into Cool Cats, or I saw Bored Ape, and I
Hmm.
saw Gutter and all these other Deadfellas, all these other projects, that next step for them was their second drop. And involved in that second drop or an airdrop, it was if you were a holder of said project, you would then receive something more. And again, going back to art, video
It's like
games,
supporting loyalty, you know. I mean,
it's
it's
supporting loyalty.
yeah.
Exactly. It's like a loyalty program. And again, when we think back before NFTs, before the blockchain, like we didn't see that before. You bought
Yeah.
something
It's a
and that
one-time
was it. That's
transaction.
literally
You
it.
can never see it again, or you never get interacting with shit again. And I think it's such a
Unless you sell it on
cool,
eBay, but
yeah. But I mean, like with the art, like if you're buying it for,
with
like,
the
say,
artists
with the
themselves,
artist, like,
yes.
yeah, you never get to interact with the artist again, realistically, right? It's going to be really difficult to do. And now it's something where as an artist, you're able to have a really tight knit community, which is something that I would say is pretty hard unless you're like a super successful artist, right?
Like I feel like I'm also like super grateful that like the community was also kind of just built in just because Reddit's so large and
Exactly.
you had a
100%.
bunch of people who just bought avatars. And I know for me like personally like I have a hard time like just managing like Discord or anything like that, like because I'm always kind of busy with art, so I don't really have like super like a lot of time to like work on that stuff. So it was just really nice to like be into a project that the community is kind of was already there, and the kind of like I don't know, it's not like I had to like grow it from like zero to
Yeah.
nothing, you know.
And that's one of the things I
You're
always thought
embedded.
was
Yeah.
great about just NFTs in general. It's the first time where, as I mean, sure, you're as an artist, you've been making like physical art or something like that. Maybe like
Hmm.
you have like a 10-mile radius of people that are actually going to even attempt to see your art, right? Like you have a store or something, a
Hmm.
storefront or something. Now it's a global storefront where anyone
Yeah.
you don't have to put in, if it's just a cool piece of art, people are just going to enjoy it and like it and support it. So yeah, it's definitely one of the cooler things. And I love your just approach of supporting, choosing to further support your loyal customers and stuff like that, because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One thing I did want to touch on more on the sense of like what brings artists towards and gravitate them towards NFTs, and it's the sense of those royalties as well. So on the sense of what's going on with Reddit and the royalties behind it, the mechanics behind it, can you touch a little bit upon it more? Like, did you receive like royalties on the first drop? Like if it was whatever X amount of money that came in, you receive like 5% or 2.5, whatever the case may be. And now on the secondary market, are the creators like yourself also receiving these royalties? Like what exactly is going on that sense?
Yeah, so for all the drops, the creators, we receive all initial sales of the first, like whenever like they're on Reddit, the marketplace themselves. So we get all initial sales minus like the transaction fees of like Google Pay and all that stuff. And then for royalties, we get 2.5% of everything that we've done. So every avatar that you create, you get 2.5% royalties on every single sale. So on all the collections. And then Reddit also takes 2.5%. But I think right now, I think they might have waived it. So because I think OpenSea takes like 2.5% as well.
Yeah.
So right now, I think Reddit's not taking anything right now.
That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah, so like this is speculation what I'm saying, but I'm assuming that they're gonna have a marketplace, and then on that marketplace they're gonna take 2.5%. Yeah, so in that way, like, because if they were to take 2.5% of the royalties with in addition to OpenSea's 2.5%, then it would be kind of like less on the artist, you know. So
yeah,
so I commend them for doing that.
No, it's awesome.
Definitely a good way to, for sure. Good.
On the sense of like what you're doing now, obviously, like you said, can't spill the beans too much, but can I at least ask, like, there is a future and there is more collaboration. Are we going to see you more embedded in this Reddit community for the near future? Can we ask that question?
Yeah, well, I think I have no idea. Like, none of the artists know if we're going to be on the next one, if there is a next one, because usually we usually find out like it's just random. It just pops up and it's like, "Yo, you guys want to be another one?" We're like, "Yeah."
You ready? Bam. Okay.
Yeah. So
30 minutes ready before. Got it. Yeah.
Oh man, because I think for like right after we got done with the first drop, it was maybe like I don't remember. Time went by so fast. I think it was maybe a month or a few weeks until they reached out again. They were like, "Yo, do you guys want to start working on the next one?" But regardless of whether I'm on the next one or not, I'm still gonna be involved in the community, just like kind of like supporting the first kind of collectors of the Gen 1 and Gen 2 drops that I had. So
sure.
I'll definitely still be around.
As like an artist, do you see this as like a stepping stone to where, you know, you were able to create your own? I know you're going to Super Rare and stuff like that. Is it going to be something where you're kind of staying away from there so they capture less of the 2.5%, or is that something that really doesn't factor into your thoughts?
Wait, can you say that one more time? Sorry.
So like you are, you know, as an artist, they're taking 2.5%, right? Like generally on just OpenSea, as the creator, you get all of that money. Like you don't have to do any of the, you know, the backside that they're charging you 2.5% for, right? You're pretty much just showing up, dropping art and collecting 2.5. But if you did it on like just a full collection of your own stuff, you know, it would be something where you'd be able to collect like whatever percent royalty you would like. Is that something?
7,
yeah, you know, I've seen some on like Tezos and stuff like that have you know, like 15%. You know, it's made for collection and collective of like generative art or something like that. But is it something where you are looking towards that way of doing your own, you know, smart contracts and stuff like that, or is that still not something you're thinking about?
Yeah, so I was already in NFTs before Reddit, so I was always kind of like looking towards that and kind of like finding ways to create my own contracts and like deploy them with developers and stuff. And I feel like after the Reddit drop, it kind of like helped me out a bit more in terms of like finding developers who are willing to help and just I don't know, just like I have a lot more things planned now thanks to this. Like besides the one of ones, I also just want to like because like so whenever I first joined the space, I was like I think I minted like a work maybe like every 3 to 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
But then I stopped minting maybe halfway through last year just because thankfully I had made enough to where I didn't really have to mint. I could just live off whatever I made. But now I'm kind of like focusing more on not just minting, but also like trying to find new ways to create work that I haven't seen in the space yet. Like just trying to find ways to like innovate with my art or my contracts and stuff like 100%. That.
I think that's one of the biggest use cases of NFTs is how fast we have innovated on a lot of these. You know, we've seen going from just a picture to full videos and, you know, animated art and games and, you know, music.
It's gotten crazy. There's no possibilities to what you can do. It's just how creative you can get. And if you can find a team that can
100%.
work on whatever
it's like the Wild West.
you have in mind. Yes, sir.
Awesome, dude.
That's super cool. That's super cool to see and just to be a part of it. And of course, on the artist side, to truly be like the laying out the bricks and creating what everyone is so fascinated with once they get into the space. Remember, you have to go digital collectible. Don't tell them it's an NFT, then tell them it's an NFT. Then we're good to go and we're sailing through. So yeah, that's pretty funny. So let me ask you this on the sense of like you did say you've been in NFTs for some time now. Are you more on the like you as a collector? Are you more on the sense of like those one of one artworks? Are you in the PFP game? Are you in the Web3 gaming side of things? Like how's your journey been from the consumer side of purchasing NFTs? Is it been on OpenSea, super rare? Like where exactly have you been purchasing NFTs as well?
Yeah, so when I first joined the space, I joined mainly as just an artist, and then I had friends that I just met like on Twitter and
Yeah,
stuff,
for
and
sure.
on Clubhouse that kind of like were in the space like more as collectors and like people who just flip stuff for PvPs and
So
all that stuff.
degens, correct? Yes.
Yes, but so like through them, they actually I remember one of my friends. His name is Rito. He was like he would always be buying projects and stuff. And at that point in my life, I was like, I don't understand why people are paying money for like these profile pictures because I didn't know that you could like flip them for like double or whatever, like triple. And I remember like he was like, yo, you gotta try it out, like just try it out one time. And I was like, okay, bet, tell me what to buy. And like there were these, I forget what they're called, I think like the Arabian camels, like back
Oh
then. Like,
God.
you remember
I
those?
remember those. Oh yeah, bro. I remember those.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like
Camels.
so he was like, yo, just go in and try to buy this one with this trait. And I was like, bet. And like I managed to get it. And like I think it was like 0.05 and I ended up making like 0.3. So I was like, damn. I was like, you can make a nice amount of money doing this. And just through that, I kind of learned just to like that not only can I come here as an artist, but I can also like use the
Oh
money that I
yeah.
make as an artist to hopefully like double or triple it and then live off that money while I'm still becoming
Yeah.
an artist. So then like so I learned a little bit more about that. I did a lot of trading and then maybe once I had like a good amount to like live off of, I kind of use and then also whenever I would sell artwork, I would like take a small percentage of that money and just like buy other artworks from that I see from people because I know whenever I first started in the space and I got my first bid, I know how exactly how that felt and
Yeah.
how like amazing it
Sharing
was
it
to
with
be
people.
like, like no one's even buying my art in real life and now people are like bidding like
Bidding
whatever
wars
amount of
over it.
money and
Yeah.
yeah, so I know how that feels. So whenever I either make a good trade or whenever I sell a piece of artwork, I always go back and just bid on people's artwork because I know
That's
like, like
awesome.
like even if I don't win it, like I know like just getting it started is good for people because it kind of
100%.
helps them like continue to be motivated and continue to kind of be in the space and just know that you can actually make it as an artist. You don't have to like sell yourself out or anything like that. You can just make it off of your own
Vision.
artistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you a question. Do you still have that Arabian camel or what?
No.
You don't have the camel. All right.
It's a good move.
So
That's a good call.
yeah, that's probably a good call. If you guys remember the Arabian camels, later down the road, they made another project called Monster Rehab. I'm into there and made some money there. Just wanted to let you guys know. But right now in the PFP side, are you involved in any of these massive projects that obviously are out there right now? Or are you again more focused on other things right now with your art as well as one of one and supporting other artists?
Right now, I'm mainly focused on my art, but like I have been
Awesome.
like in, I have been like trading these bigger projects too, like throughout like the last year and this year too. Like I traded some mutants, I traded some of the Wolf game thing whenever it was popping.
Oh, he's a
He's
DGen.
good. Yeah,
Okay,
he's
good.
real DGen,
I just
bro.
had to find out. I had to find out if he was a DGen or not. So yes, the answer is everyone listening. Yes, he is a DGen, just like us.
Bro, I was
This
around.
is great.
I was around whenever the board games first launched, like when the clubhouse rooms, like I was there, like right when they
That's
first launched
awesome.
too.
Oh yeah.
So I've
Oh,
been
so
here for a minute.
you've been here for a minute. You're a nerd. You're a DGen. You're an artist. You're the whole package. So we're good to
That's right.
go. We need to
Trifecta
have you
over here.
on more. That's what we got to do.
I mean, as an
Talk
artist,
about more. Yeah.
you kind of have to be a DJ in this space, if you want to
Yeah,
like
for sure.
survive. So
Survive as well as understand what people want, like
Yeah,
take
for sure.
notes and do all these crazy things. So it's just super cool. Now, let me
Up your
ask you
game
on the
on it.
sense of, yeah, up your game and everything. So let me ask you on the sense of like when you were making your art, was there what was the influence when you were making the Reddit NFTs, when you were making these avatars? Was there influence on the sense of like anything in the space, or was it more on the sense of that influence just from your art that you've always done?
yeah, I think for my avatars at least, like Mine were mainly like the way that I do my artwork. Most of the time, I don't like sketch anything out or do any reference stuff. I kind of just like just start on a blank page and just let my subconscious do its
Let's
thing.
go.
With these avatars, I did the same thing, but maybe for like I know for like the Diamond Diablo one, I was like I kind of want to make one that if this is gonna be my most expensive one, I want to name it something like really nice. That I know collectors in the space like all things like gold and diamond and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
for that one, at least it had some inspiration from the space. But besides that, most of the pieces that I did were kind of just I didn't want to like push it too hard where like like where someone just drops an avatar with it's like gold with diamond hands and laser eyes and glasses and hoodies and all that. I didn't want to go crazy like that. I kind of just want to like just do my art style. But who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe in the future you might see one like that from me.
Very cool. If you had
That's
to
awesome.
give a listening artist some news or not sorry, some tips, what would it be? Just
I
starting
would
out.
say definitely learn about like the safety and security in the space first, because it's very easy to get
Absolutely.
hacked. Like there's
Very
like the
smart.
bots have gotten smarter. The people who have been hacking have gotten smarter. Like there's like friends that I had who have like gotten hacked because like people would send them like a project or someone would send them something saying they want to work with them, and then like they would send like a PDF or like a project file, and then that actual file would be like a
Be
phishing scam
compromised.
almost. So
Yeah.
I
Mm,
would say do that first. Like know what you're getting yourself into. Also, just post your art out there. Like I know sometimes it might be kind of like nervous to like put art out because you don't know if people are gonna bid on it or people are gonna like it. But I would say just get started. Like there's people that I know who've had their art out for like months and no one's done any bids on them, and then all of a sudden like one day it
it's
happened
like
and they just get like yeah,
Boom.
and they get like 10, 20 like people just bidding on the artwork. So I would say do that, and then also definitely be on Twitter and on Twitter Spaces as well, just to like learn about what's going on in the community. Like the space moves so fast, like literally days feel like weeks, depending on like how much is happening in a certain like time. Right now it's a bit slower because we're out in the bear,
yeah,
but
for sure.
whenever it's like the bull kind of kicks in, like it gets overstimulating with the amount of things that are kind of happening. So, and then maybe lastly, just watch out for your mental health too. Like it does get stressful.
Absolutely.
Like
Definitely.
yeah, the space it's a lot going on in the space. Always make sure, even
It's
though it's a
fun
lot going on,
but draining.
yes, make sure to take time for yourself too. Like we're also gonna be here. Like if you miss a big project that just launched and you're sad, like
Our
there's gonna
cobblers.
be another one. There's always gonna be another one. Like it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Our
And
cobblers.
also
Yeah.
don't FOMO in these big projects sometimes, because it could be kind of like tempting to just drop a bunch of money on something that you think was gonna do well, but in the next 2 days something else might pop out that just does extremely good, and then all the traction goes there. So yeah, just take it easy.
Love it.
So in conclusion, for those artists listening, join NRN. We'll help you there. We can do all these things for you, from the podcast, from the news feeds, from all the things that we have. We can try to help you maneuver through the space. I had to put a little shill in there for
Little
it.
chill in it.
And the other thing I did want to say was, remember, artists, don't call them NFTs. Call them digital collectibles, and you are ready to go. But no, it's super awesome that you've been through the ringer. Not only are you an artist, but you're a Web3 native individual that's in
For
the
sure.
space. And from that advice that you went ahead for and said for this artist, not only is that advice for an artist, but that could truly
Yeah.
be for anyone
Everybody.
going into the
Mhm.
space of security, understanding everything, mental. These big projects, sometimes you miss it, sometimes you don't, sometimes you hate, like the whole nine. You've been through that journey like all of us, and it's just super awesome to see, on the sense of like, not only have you been through this journey, but also you're an artist in this, so you're doing both things. So again, it's just super awesome to see, and it's truly remarkable. And again, congratulations on all that success and everything that's coming towards you now, because you 100% deserve everything coming your way.
Oh, thank you, man. It means a lot, honestly.
Oh, yeah,
Appreciate
dude.
you
No,
guys.
absolutely. But yeah, no, other than that, Cry, any last questions that you got?
No, man, that was great. Loved hearing from you, man.
It was
Appreciate it.
good. Awesome. No, again, by the way, at the end of the show, we sometimes nerd out a little bit. I don't know if you're a big nerd like I am, or Crier, as you can tell from the back, big Marvel nerd and DC and all this stuff. I did want to mention, Crier,
What's
or I
this?
wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. Did you watch House of the Dragon?
Same as last week. I'm on like
I
6
have
or
though. That
something.
was fire.
That was great, right? Don't spoil.
Yeah.
No spoilers, because we can't, because this man
Yeah.
doesn't do his homework. But good stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I can't believe she died at the end, bro. Damn.
Ooh, yeah. Well, there he goes.
Son of a bitch. Get out of here.
No, but other than that, dude, I've been ripping through Marvel Snap right now. Just have to say that
How
I
is
have.
that?
And
I've
if
heard about that.
this guy's great. We should have this guy on all the time. He knows everything. Marvel Snap is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
you
really
should
good.
play it. If you need any pointers, again, just slide over to
This
our
guy. I literally haven't talked to this guy in like weeks.
Because I'm playing this game all the time. It's phenomenal. Great trading card game. The animations, the art, the whole 9 yards, just super fun. And again, if it's Marvel, I'm gonna play it. But it's very good. Not as complicated as other trading card games. But
is it like a gacha game?
Gotcha.
Yeah, where it's like, well, you know, like kind of like Hearthstone, where you have to pay a lot of money to like.
No, it's, what do you think?
I mean, listen, if you have a crap ton of money, yes, you can go through and get a crap ton of credits and you can level up and get to the best of the best cards, but it would take a lot of money to do that. But the thing is on this, if you suck, you still lose. Because like I can play with a beginner deck and just smack some people depending on those moves that you do. But
I haven't played nearly as much as him. I would say like for the collection of cards, like compared to Hearthstone, I would say no, because there's so many collections with Hearthstone and they kept pumping them out and they're all like super expensive all the time. This one only has like, was it 240 cards or something like that, I believe. And the like strategic wise, it's set up to be, I think, not as gotcha. I would not say that. I would say it's set up to be a little bit lenient on that side. Yeah, not nearly like Hearthstone's rough. Like I was a huge Hearthstone guy, big card collection guy. I played that a ton and I had to quit after a while because
they were getting wild.
Like hundreds of dollars. I played like from like the beta. I played for years. Like I love that game. I was a big Magic guy, Magic Gathering and stuff like that. But yeah, it got like way too expensive and over the top and all that bullshit because they just continually kept you, $50, $50. I'm like, nah, man, this is ridiculous. So,
have you guys played? There's a game on Steam called Inscription.
Inscription.
It's like a card. Yeah, it's like a card game. It's also like a roguelike. It's pretty good. If you guys like card games, you would definitely like that one.
Sick, yeah.
Crier, this is up your alley, so you gotta check it out.
There's a couple like that. There's one called Slay the Spire that's super good. That's a card.
Oh, that one's really good. That one's really good.
That one's awesome.
Dude, this guy literally can just come on whenever. You literally are nerding.
We should have went more nerd topics. God damn.
Yeah, we should have just talked about it. But I do have one last thing before we go. The brand new animated Star Wars series on Disney Plus. What is it called? It's Tales of the Jedi, and it's a more in depth into Ahsoka, Count Dooku, and on the younger times of the days when Count Dooku was Yoda's Padawan, which a lot of people forget, and another Jedi, if I'm not mistaken. It's absolutely good. By the way, the Rotten Tomato scores on the reviewer side and on the critic side, as well as the audience, both 100%. Like it's crazy. It's that good. So I would definitely recommend. By the way, Ahsoka. This is for Talk Too Much. And everyone that fades Ahsoka Tano is the greatest Jedi of all time. And that's how we're going to end the show. Unless, Stutter, you have something, if you are a Star Wars fan and you like someone more than Ahsoka Tano, please let me know.
I know I'm not too deep into Star Wars, but
that's a great answer. Here, go ahead.
What was that? Didn't they drop like a set of episodes that were all like directed by different people? They're all animated. The actual anime Star Wars, and it's phenomenal. It's actually won some pretty good awards, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of people like the fandom behind them, and they want more like storylines into it. It looks super cool. I personally am not the biggest anime fan, except One Piece, which I'm, by the way, on like episode 380 right now. That's crazy.
It's phenomenal.
How are you not the biggest anime fan, but you're like the only anime you're into is the one that's like the longest anime?
Because he
got roped in recently.
Here's the thing.
He recently watched like 400 episodes in like a couple months.
Oh my god,
380. I'm literally on 380. I just said that, not 400 yet.
Whatever, round it.
This is what I'll say. What I love about we can round it. What I will say about One Piece that kind of like hits home when I talk about Marvel is that I love how Marvel like sets a little seed in the first few episodes, and then 10 years can go by and then the seed finally pops up and you're like, holy shit, like that happened 10 years ago. One Piece, the way that they plant seeds throughout all these hundreds of episodes, and now recently like all the things are starting to come up, and it's very little details I absolutely love. And behind like pirates, and it feels like Vikings. My favorite show of all times is Vikings. I would say it's probably Vikings. So like the whole aspect of that, I would probably say like I just absolutely love. And Zoro is my dog, so that's all I gotta say.
If you like
That's all I
that,
got.
I feel like you'd like Attack on Titan because they do a lot of those like seed planting too.
I've tried. You know what? I'll try it one day, but right now, I'm gonna go through and just shoot through
You
One
have a
Piece
lot of
and try to
episodes to
catch
get
up.
through still, so
Oh,
you got like
don't worry. In 2 months, I'm already close to 400, so I'm almost there,
he's
baby.
crushing
I'm
it.
almost there. I'm crushing it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But again, Stutter, thank you so much. What we'll go ahead and do is as well, so everyone can follow you, check everything out. We will be putting all the links for everything on our podcast description. And again, man, if you ever want to, hey, listen, if you ever wanted to stop by and talk about not only your art, but you want to nerd out with us, just by all means, let us know. We'd absolutely love to have you on again. All right.
Yes, sir. I got you. This was fun. Thank you guys for having
absolutely.
me.
No, thank
Love
you.
the energy.
And no, thank you so much, man. And for all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Nerd FT Radio. We'll catch you next week with another brick helping to build the metaverse. That's not it. One of these days we will get the ending of this episode, but we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.
Peace.